This is Nostrovini doing his morning, a Sunday. It's Sunday morning, and I'm doing a Nostrovini after being in convalescence for a while. I wasn't well, but now I'm not quite well, but I'm good enough to do the Nostrovini. Now, working like a dog. As you know, cats have no jobs. Oh, don't tell me about, yeah, it's true. Uh, uh, don't tell me about that. Well, they can't catch rodents. Don't confuse a homicidal tendency for a job. Dogs have jobs. There are guard dogs and 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 friendly doggies. Cats store here for hospitals, the companion doggies that they go to the hospital and they jump in the bed like a doggie I know, and they comfort people. But cats, on the other hand, can stalk out those who are about to die. They smell death, their friend. It's true. Cats are and familiars of the devil. It's a known fact. That's why I believe that the cat lady revolution must stop. All these ladies with their cats, they're bad people. They're in league with Satan himself. Yes, the devil. The devil is who they're in league with. Oh, oh, fair ladies of the beyond the diabolical thing. Chimp, but now they have a chimp lifting their spirits. Now, this is when you have a chimp going to a hospital to lift the spirits of the invalid and the sick. And if the invalid and the sick don't get well, the chimp rips them to shreds. No, they really, I don't know what this is uplifting. Well, chimps are nice unless they get past adolescence, then they rip you apart. It's a known fact. You know, those chimps that they use for the movies, the old baby chimps. But when the boy chimp goes through puberty, he goes nuts. He starts ripping people's arms off and beating them with it. It's a known fact. I seen it in the Inquirer when I was a kid. Oh, leftist predatory alert for Cuomo. They don't want our Governor Cuomo because he's Italian to run for office no more because they say he's a predator. No, he's just very friendly and Italian and he likes to hug you. Yeah. And, just because he chased this few, he didn't even chase, he just had his secretary sit on his lap and he would give a big huggy kiss. That's because he's a Mediterranean person. Don't blame him for his Mediterraneanness. That's prejudice. And now these communists are saying that there should be an Amber Alert. And whenever Cuomo goes near a hospital or a school, because, well, schools, he may have killed those 1,000 people, but that was because he couldn't back off once he told everybody that they put COVID patients in old folks' homes. He had to maintain his dignity, and he couldn't do it. But don't get him on the molesting thing. It's every man's right, especially an Italian man, to grab the tush and pinch it of a woman. It's a known fact. Oh, poor Swan, poor subways. Our governor who doesn't have a face that moves, it's like a mask of Botox, is or plastic surgery. She wants to have congestion parking, and it's hurting the poor and people from Staten Island, which she don't like the people from Staten Island because she's a cocky doodle head. Off-center Dems going further left, they are. AOC is a practically Mao Zedong, only cuter. I have to admit, she does look like a Bucky Beaver. She's got big teeth, and I like to see one, but her body's incredible. Oh, that little fat cat Italian Irish kid who's her boyfriend. He's a lucky man to have a body like that. If only he could shut her mouth. Wow, this is a story. This is all from the Post, by the way. This is a story about a woman where she worked for the public libraries that have become dens of liberal iniquity, in which insane people go in there and get naked and go on the floor and molest the children and molest the librarians. And she got all upset about it because the liberals won't let her report it and not let the perverts into the library. It used to be you could escape into a library. When I was a kid, it was a haven from the bullies and the bad people. But now the insane, the criminally insane, and the perverts will go after you there like Night of the Living Dead perverts. Jet lag. And the world is going to poop. A woman, she had to poop and she took her pants off and she pooped in the seat of the pants and the hairliner. Stop that, lady. That's not right. That's for the toilet. I know the toilets are kind of small in the planes, but it's no reason to do bad things and poop. I try to poop in my commode. Yes, whenever if I have problems. Oh, generally get the upper hand. Apparently, the new generation of females is a bunch of drunks. That's why they're a bunch of drunks, and they take more drugs than marijuana, and get high and drink and brawl than the boys. And the boys are becoming wholesome because we stay home and do our video games. It's true. Carrie had and called. Yeah, Lady Gary's mean. Her videos, and usually she has videos. She had one where she became an Egyptian goddess and she turned purple into salt. Who were trying to make love to her. That's not right. And one, she said, I'm a tiger or a lion, and she had the lion eat her boyfriend. And she didn't care because now she's empowered. That's not right. And this is another thing. Thieves again immoral. This guy, she stole a bunch of wigs, and the wigs were for cancer victims. What happened to the thieves that thought God would, punish him? Press states case for new PM. Oh, President Trump wants to invade Canada. Because the way economically makes sense. And also we can rush out those communist Canadians. Oh, they're bad people. Mom and Doug drug bust. This drugs, this mom and dad couple that weren't, mom and aunt couple that weren't too bright, they made a big deal about getting drugs. Um, It's true. They said, oh, and they Instagram, they're not the brightest criminals in the world. They 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 put in the Instagram, they put a thing where they said, oh, we're selling our fentanyl and we're selling our marijuana. You're a dumb criminal, aren't you? You're advertising because your egos are so big that you have to do that. And then that they won't get any time because there's a second judge. She's gonna let all her prisoners escape because she thinks judges are above the law, but they're not. The biggest, we gotta go against the judges because they're a bunch of Marxists who were hired by Soros. Oh, the bad Hungarian commie ruling over the world of uh, oh, and you know what? Everything's going bad. Dolphins are causing accidents. Those, and dolphins, they have a reputation for saving people, but the price you pay is to be molested by them. It's true. And they were responsible, these dolphins, for fishing accidents. They're turning on us, these criminal dolphins. And then another thing happened. There were two elderly people who were gay, and they hired a porn star to uh, to do the hoopy doop with. And what happened was the porn star got mad because the older people were 85 and 76, and he was disgusted with them, and he cut their heads off. What's going on? You don't cut the old people's heads off, even though they want to have sex with you, and you think they are aesthetically pleasing. New York flea bitten by Florida. Everybody's running away from New York. 'Cause the crime law gone out the wall. It's gone over the wall. It's jumped the shark in New York. And because of the taxes, everybody's running away to Florida, a beautiful state that just happens to have alligators roaming the streets. But I'd rather have a bunch of alligators roaming the streets than criminals. And they glorify violence, these criminals, these liberals. They say that the guy who shot the health insurance person should have been is a hero. The handsome guy, the handsome psychopath. Oh, don't lionize a psychopath. He's a bad person. Oh, the federales, they're going to end uh, let's see, yeah, they're going to end this whole transgender thing. Nip it in the bud before they nip off the body parts of children. I'm all for gay people having rights, but not the right to cut off children's poopies. It's not good. It's wrong. Look into the eyes of a psycho. Oh no! You could tell because they'll see nasty pictures and it won't affect them. They will go like that. Oh, they don't dilate. Oh. Judge got on for housing alleged. Judge got arrested for housing a gang member and posing with his machine gun. What is it with these judges? How do these liberal interpretations of situations get so permeated in our judgment? I don't know. Heil Hitler out of this. A guy ran through the streets of San Francisco going, Heil Hitler. I don't know. He was the anti-Semite of the right or the left, but he lost his job. Like, oh, a bird was pecking at um, uh, uh, cars. He was vandalizing, and nobody could kill him because he's a bird and he's a protected. I'm no lady killer. And the guy said, I didn't murder. He called himself Kingpin. No, it wasn't Jeffrey Epstein. It wasn't P. Diddy. No, it was this other guy who ruined the politician's career. Yeah. And he ruined the career and they accused him of giving people drugs. Yeah, because you should want to be a pimp, and give girls drugs to get them to do your drugs or slice them up. Pimps are no good. Women should not have to have pimps. Now, men of leisure are different, but he wasn't a man of leisure. He was a pimp. The man of leisure is sitting back and protecting the ladies. No court vow after, oh, this judge says that she's not going to do any more cases until if judges are being arrested for breaking the law. Well, we'll just put you out of business. Holy battle. But the Pope is the new Pope. When I made this original note, we were dealing with the old Pope. Now we're dealing with the new Pope. And the new Pope is an American. America. But it's all in the family, the Catholic family. It's true. Back to the Future. Yeah. Back to the Future. That was an old movie with Dr. Michael J. Fox in it. And he went back in time and invented rock and roll. There's no back. New York's Jew hate blindness. There's a lot of anti-Semitism in New York. I don't know why. Jewish people are nice. You wouldn't have doctors or music or anything if it wasn't just Jewish people and entertainers. I don't understand. Hmm. Not income. Yeah, the terrible people who run our uh, education system, they're in trouble now. They're in trouble because people are realizing that they were behind the COVID, this lockdown that destroyed the minds of millions. Trumping chiefs. Trumping is going to get rid of the bureaucrats in the military. So you have soldiers. Bezos, Bezos going to have a wedding to go to him and his big bosom, and it'll be a bunch of tech giants, and it'll be Trump. Yeah. Oh, Frisky, the Italian guy who was running COVID, I, Frisky. He's going to do jail time because he made millions off the death of millions. It's true. I'm going to go wait now. Oh, I'm afraid. Be a trouble. Ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba. I made a trouble. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba.